Okay, I'm going to do some question and answering now on ground and pound from my other video I did because some people aren't getting it yet. Instead of answering all the emails, it'd be better if I just did it with a video. I think it'd be a lot faster than sitting there typing, which I don't like to do anyway. Yeah, somebody said boxing won't work. Sure, if you hit somebody hard enough, you're going to do some damage, but you can also do some damage to your hand, which you don't want to do. You don't want to end up hurting your hand or breaking your hand when you're defending yourself. That's what I meant about that. There are other ways, better ways than to hit somebody with a closed fist, because even boxers with 8-ounce gloves on can break their hands. So now, ground and pound in a street fight. Most street fights end up on the ground. The person said, I'm not talking about a street fight. I'm not talking about two guys in a bar who get macho and say, oh, let's go outside and settle this. I'm talking about a self-defense situation. You may be walking to your car. You want to disable the person and get away. You don't want a long, drawn-out fight like that. It's just a good way to get killed. You definitely don't want to leave your feet when you're defending yourself in that type of situation I'm talking about. You know, you knock the guy down or whatever the case may be, and then you get away. You know, it's not about a clear-cut winner in that case, you know. You just want to get away safely. This is why you don't want to mount somebody. Macho men fighting in a street fight, I guess that's what they do, but I wasn't talking about that type of situation, so let me clear that up. Karate using people who fight, punch, try to choke each other. Yeah, I guess this person just proved my point about it being a street fight. Yeah, it is a street fight when you do that. It's a street fight when you do it in the cage, but I'm just talking about a self-defense situation. Striking in the ground section from martial arts. Greek Olympic Games, again, the key word there is games, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a self-defense situation. I know they boxed and wrestled back then too. That was for sport, though. You think it was for sport. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say 100% because I don't know what happened 2,000 years ago. But I'm talking about the reason why karate and self-defense was, this type of self-defense was started. The person said, well, it was for war. Well, yeah, well, duh. I didn't say self-defense and karate and judo was invented for war. I said wasn't invented to be a sport. It is invented for war, it is to protect yourself. It's not a sport. It can be turned into a sport, but I think it loses a lot. There's a lot of things you can't do when there's rules. And it says a woman in martial arts can beat a stronger attacker. In that type of situation, now you've noticed what I picked out. I said judo, because judo doesn't go by strength or muscle mass or any of that. It goes by leverage. Anybody can learn leverage. Yes, and even a woman can learn leverage. Yeah, it is possible then for a woman or even a small child to be able to flip somebody bigger because they're using the science of leverage. That's what I meant by that. I'm not talking about kicking or punching. Martial arts was developed in Okinawa. The karate was. A lot of people think it might be true why it's called martial arts because of the Marshall Islands. I don't know. Yeah, I know they fight with weapons too. There are punches, knee kicks, submissions, and chokes. uh, again, let's separate the self-defense side from the sports side. All these systems have a self-defense side. Taekwondo has a very effective self-defense side, but you're not going to see it. A lot of those moves in a Taekwondo tournament because they end up killing each other. The 3 mounts in karate, you have to drop to one knee in a full mount. Extreme situations, okay, yeah, if you're struggling with somebody with a knife, I can see that. But again, it's self-defense. It's not a sport. At least I never thought getting attacked on the street was a sport or war was a sport. It's not. You have seen in Karate Kid and Bruce Lee. Well, I don't think that's what martial arts is. I know what martial arts is. It's self-defense, defending yourself. And only defending yourself when you absolutely have to. Not going out and looking for a fight or wanting to fight because somebody calls you a name or something. I'm talking about the self-defense side of self-defense. Yeah, I'm not talking about the sports side of it. And when you're somebody attacking you, you don't, like I said before, you don't want to turn it into a long, dragged-out fight. Especially with judo. There is a self-defense side of judo too, which is very effective. But you're probably not going to see a lot of those holds in tournaments because again, you'd end up killing each other. So let's just keep it separated. What I'm talking about is self-defense. What I'm talking about is self-defense for karate, and that's what it was developed for. It wasn't developed as a sport, like you're seeing in MMA, which uses very little martial arts techniques. There are some fighters that do. I've seen, throw nice kicks in there, but it's rare. Most of them is the street fight. So leave a comment if you want, and I will maybe try to make another video.